Greetings, travelers who are drawn to the quiet mysteries of history. Today, we journey to the heart of France, to the poetic Loire Valley, a landscape of rivers that move like silver ribbons and forests that seem to whisper old royal secrets. Here, hidden within a hunting reserve so vast it rivals the size of inner Paris, rises a monument that feels less like architecture and more like a dream carved into stone. Welcome to the Château de Chambord. This is not merely a castle. It is the most extravagant vision ever imagined by King Francis I, a young monarch determined to transform France into the beating heart of the Renaissance. As the first light of morning touches the white tufa stone, Chambord appears almost unreal. It does not rise from the earth like a defensive fortress. It floats, pale, radiant, impossibly intricate against the deep blue sky. It was never meant to protect against enemies. It was never designed as a comfortable royal residence. Chambord was conceived as a declaration of power, of artistic brilliance, of cultural dominance. Construction began in 1519. Francis I had just returned from Italy. Victorious and inspired, he had seen Florence, Milan, Rome. He had witnessed the rebirth of classical beauty through Renaissance genius. And he refused to let France remain in the shadow of Italy. Among the minds who influenced him was Leonardo da Vinci. Though Leonardo died shortly before the first stone was laid, he spent his final years in France under Francis's protection. Many historians believe that elements of Chambord, especially its most mysterious feature, bear the unmistakable imprint of Leonardo's imagination. At the very center of the castle stands its greatest marvel, the double helix staircase. Imagine two spiral staircases intertwined around a hollow, light-filled core. Two people can ascend and descend at the same time. They can see each other through carved openings. They can sense each other's presence. And yet, they will never meet. It is a masterpiece of geometry and illusion, a stone riddle from the 16th century. Some modern observers even compare its form to the structure of DNA, two strands twisting around a shared axis. Whether coincidence or genius, it remains one of the most astonishing architectural achievements in Europe. Now lift your eyes upward. Chambord contains 440 rooms, 365 fireplaces, one for each day of the year, and 84 staircases weaving through its monumental body. It is not a building, it is a labyrinth. And then, the roof. When you step onto the terrace, the world transforms. The skyline above you looks like a miniature city sculpted in stone. Chimneys rise like towers, lantern domes shimmer. Dormer windows and sculpted turrets create a jagged, theatrical horizon. It is Gothic verticality meeting Renaissance harmony. It is France declaring, through architecture, that it can rival Rome itself. From here, overlooking the vast Boulogne forest, you feel the intoxicating presence of royal ambition. Francis I wanted more than comfort. He wanted immortality. And yet, Chambord is also a palace of paradox. For all its grandeur, it was deeply impractical. The vast chambers with soaring ceilings were nearly impossible to heat. In winter, cold air moved like a ghost through the corridors. Echoes lingered in empty rooms. Francis I, who spent enormous sums building this masterpiece, stayed here for only about 72 days during his entire reign. When he arrived, nearly 2,000 courtiers, servants, cooks, and guards followed. Furniture was transported. Tapestries were hung, silverware was unpacked, beds were assembled. Chambord became a palace temporarily. When the king departed, everything was removed. The castle returned to silence, to emptiness, to waiting. Look closely at the carved ceilings and walls. You will notice a creature appearing again and again, the salamander. The salamander was Francis's personal emblem. Beneath it appears the motto, Nutrisco et extinguo. I nourish the good and extinguish the bad. Literally, it suggests mastery over fire. More than 800 salamanders are carved throughout the castle. They are silent guardians of a king's ambition, symbols of resilience and transformation. Over the centuries, Chambord witnessed exile, revolution, neglect, and rebirth. During the French Revolution, its interiors were stripped, furniture was sold, wooden floors were torn up for firewood, royal emblems were defaced. Yet the colossal stone skeleton remained. In the 20th century, Chambord once again played a vital role in history. During the Second World War, it became a sanctuary for the treasures of the Louvre Museum. Masterpieces, including the Mona Lisa, were hidden within its walls to protect them from destruction. How poetic that Leonardo's painting found refuge inside a castle shaped by his intellectual legacy. Today, Chambord stands restored and luminous. As the sun sets, the white limestone turns to shades of rose and amber. Modern lights illuminate its reflection in the calm waters of the Caucon Canal. The castle seems to float once more, suspended between earth and sky. It no longer belongs to a king. It belongs to memory, to imagination, to humanity's endless pursuit of beauty. Chambord teaches us something profound. Greatness is rarely practical. It is often excessive, ambitious, even irrational. But it is precisely this daring extravagance that leaves a mark upon eternity. King Francis I dreamed of building something that would make the world pause in awe. 500 years later, we are still pausing, still looking up, still wondering how stone could feel so alive. As you leave Chambord in your mind, carry with you the image of that double spiral staircase, two paths turning endlessly around one another. Separate yet connected. Perhaps it is a metaphor for history itself, for ambition and fragility, for dreams and reality. Thank you for walking through this labyrinth of art and power today. If this journey stirred your imagination, I invite you to subscribe and continue exploring the world's most extraordinary monuments together. Until our next chapter, keep listening to the whispers carved into stone.